At 2:17 in the morning, a voicemail arrived, 32 seconds long. No screams, no panic, just breathing, slow, controlled. And then a voice, quiet enough to sound almost gentle. They already have what they need. They just don't know how to see it. The call came from a phone that would never ring again, and it arrived 15 years after a murder everyone believed was solved. October 14, 2009, a quiet suburban street in Connecticut, the kind of neighborhood people describe as safe, the kind where doors stay unlocked and trust feels permanent. At 11:42 p.m., police were dispatched to a single-family home at the end of a cul-de-sac. Inside the kitchen, they found Laura Harper. She was lying on her side, blood pooling beneath her head, one hand gripping a dish towel already soaked through, the other stretched toward the hallway as if she had tried to escape. She had been struck multiple times with something heavy, something familiar. There were no signs of forced entry, no broken locks, no shattered windows. The house was quiet, too quiet. Her husband, Daniel Harper, was the one who made the call. He said he had worked late, said he came home to a nightmare, said he froze, he cried, he cooperated, he answered every question. And within hours, police had a story that fit perfectly. A burglary gone wrong, a missing laptop, an open purse, a muddy footprint near the back door. The case closed itself. And when a case closes easily, that's usually when the truth slips away. One piece of evidence stood out: Laura's phone. There was a voicemail she never heard, left less than an hour before her death. Police listened once, labeled it personal, and moved on. They never traced the number, never pulled deeper records, because the message wasn't violent, it wasn't threatening, it was knowing. I found something, and I think you already know what it means. Those words would sit in evidence for 15 years, unheard, unquestioned, ignored. The case went cold. Laura's parents wrote letters, asked for reviews, begged for answers. They were told the same thing every time: there is no new evidence. What they weren't told was how much evidence had never truly been examined. 15 years later, Detective Maya Reynolds opened the file, not because she was assigned to it, but because something felt wrong. The timeline didn't breathe, the story didn't stumble. Grief usually fractures memory, but Daniel's story was flawless, too flawless. When Maya listened to the voicemail, she felt it immediately. This wasn't emotion, this was leverage. The number was prepaid, activated 2 weeks before Laura's death, used only 4 times, all to Laura, late at night. Police had never followed it. Maya did. Then she followed the money. Daniel Harper wasn't just a husband, he was a financial analyst. His company had been investigated for insider trading. He walked away clean. But Laura handled the finances. Hidden in an old hard drive was a spreadsheet, unlabeled, overlooked. It showed offshore accounts, shell companies, transfers that didn't add up, and a note in the margin: "Ask D about Cayman account." Laura wasn't planning a divorce. She was preparing to expose something. The murder weapon was never found, but it had always been there, in crime scene photos, sitting on the kitchen counter. A marble paperweight, heavy, angled, recently cleaned, logged, photographed, never tested, because it didn't look like a weapon, because it belonged there. Then there was the footprint. Police assumed it meant nothing, but updated analysis revealed something specific: a limited edition Italian dress shoe. Daniel owned a pair, and the print wasn't coming in, it was going out, after the murder. Daniel's alibi collapsed next. Security logs showed he left work nearly 90 minutes earlier than he claimed. Security footage, never requested, confirmed it. Laura's voicemail arrived while he was already home, waiting. The evidence had always been there, not hidden, not erased, just ignored,
because seeing it meant admitting mistakes, because reopening the case meant reopening guilt. When Maya finally sat across from Daniel Harper 15 years later, he smiled. He asked why she was digging up the past. She placed the voicemail transcript on the table, then the spreadsheet, then the shoe print analysis, then the access logs. For the first time, he stopped talking and asked for a lawyer. The trial shocked the nation, not because of what happened, but because of how close the truth had always been. Daniel Harper was convicted, life in prison, 15 years too late. Laura Harper wasn't killed by a stranger. She was killed by trust, by proximity, by someone who believed the truth could be buried long enough to disappear. But evidence doesn't forget. It waits, and sometimes all it needs is someone willing to look again.